Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Hello, everybody,
I was on my
and
Zoom
welcome
earlier today.
and welcome. It is your
Okay.
favorite podcast team, and we are definitely in the building. And we just want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with us tonight because we already know that you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be right here with us. So, for those of you all that don't know who we are, we would like to go ahead and introduce ourselves. I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
I'm your girl J Money.
You're on mute, Dr. Real.
It's your boy Dr. Real, Mr. Motivational. Let's go. Let's
go. And we also have someone else in the building. Can you introduce yourself? Okay, everybody, and we do have Bree here with us tonight. She's going to tell you guys a little bit about herself as well, and she got some things that she want to share that'll be coming up that you guys definitely will want to tune into. So, guys, we got a lot of topics to get into as usual. There's always so many different things, but one of the things that I want to talk about, which was really pretty much a hot topic the other day, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this, y'all, is because I don't want people to think that it's a bad thing, because it's not a bad thing. And the thing that people was talking about was those PPP loans. Y'all heard about, the PPP loans, right? There was a lot of different things that was going on when it came to the actual PPP loans. So I wanted to kind of clear some of those things up. I want to clear some of those things up. First off, let me just say this. The PPP loan, y'all, is not bad. It's one of those things where you actually can be in a situation to where if you don't do things the proper way, that's when it becomes bad. It's not that it's bad. And I just want to elaborate on that just a little bit, because I think what happened was it was a situation where there was a list that went out, and the list that actually went out, it kind of, put everybody's business out there. I'll just say that, when it's really not everybody's business, because it is public information. And what was going on was that it showed everybody that got approved and they got these loans. So if you were a person that got it, you may have felt a certain kind of way because those people were actually able to see your name on the list and what you got approved for. Now, where we go wrong is that we get in situations where we go to trusting people that are not the expert in certain areas. And when I say the expert, that means that, we might go holler at cousin Joe. We may go holler at brother, sister Mary, whomever that does not specialize in anything but a little bit of knowledge, because they have went and read and researched some things, and they said, you know what, I can help you get that 20,000. I can help you get this. I can help you get that. Well, I appreciate you being able to help me get it, but I need to make sure I'm following the protocol that I need to qualify for it. And the thing about it is, a lot of us, we actually qualify for things that we don't know of. And those are the ones that my heart go out to, because you could really be naive to you qualifying for this stuff, and you didn't really actually know the right direction to go in to get it. And those are the people that I'm kind of like, dang, we gotta just stay up on the up and up about certain things. But I will tell you this, I'm just gonna drop a couple of nuggets so that you can kind of reevaluate the situation if you're in this situation, or you can, kind of ease your mind a little bit to know that you're good. One of the things that the people that brother, cousin, sister, auntie, uncle may not be telling you is the things that they actually put on the paperwork to get you qualified. For those that don't know, even for you to qualify for the $20,000, you actually have to have made $100,000 minimum. Like this means that you actually had to make $100,000 for you to qualify for the $20,000 loan. And if people got more than that, then some other things possibly may have happened as well. So you would need to look on your Schedule C form. And if you're not familiar with the Schedule C form, that's a sign that you probably already are in the wrong ballpark, because business owners have to file a Schedule C, because you have to fill out those things that's needed about your business. And it's a different form, just, basically of what the form that the norm used. The regular we have to use a Schedule C. And that's going to be in line 7. So if you go get your paperwork when you did your taxes, and in section 7, if it said the amount of 0, that's automatic. You do not qualify for the loan. You have to have, that means that you have to provide information that you made money. And all these things have to fall in place. Now, some people have been doing this for a long time. There's another thing. Most business owners, and you got to think about it, this is during a pandemic time. Most business owners didn't make $100,000. They couldn't, because we were struggling in a pandemic. But not only that, most business owners, they file their business as a loss because they're not winning. So to sum it all up, you're pretty much telling these people that you made $100,000. And when it's come time to do taxes, you're going to have to support the documents of you making $100,000. If you're dealing with an expert, your expert already know these things. I've been dealing with the same tax person for about 14 years. I never have to retake her new this or new, like she has all my stuff filed, because she's the only person that I've been dealing with as far as taxes. So you do have a lot of business owners that they have a person that is the expert that's doing their stuff. So if you're new to this, all I'm saying is just make sure that you're actually aware of what these people they're putting on your documents for you to qualify for this stuff, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to be the one to explain it. They're not going to look for them when they say, well, you said that you're on housing and you said that you're on unemployment, but this document said that you made $100,000. They're not going to actually, it's not a situation to where they can say, oops, I didn't read it. I didn't know, because you signed it and said that you did know. So I would just be cautious about it. I would not get discouraged if you are a business owner. I mean, we're practicing business sometime and we don't even know it. You can be practicing business at your home. You don't have to be in a facility, a commercial building, and all those things to have a business. You could be a lawn care. You can do a lot of things to have a business. You just got to have your paperwork in order. That's it. So I don't want anyone to feel as if they are, in the wrong for getting this money, because if you qualify for it, you deserve to get it. That's really my insight. Anybody want to chime in?
I just have a question. What happened to those who do apply for this loan and they did it like illegally? They didn't.
They're going to be held accountable. So of course, like anything else, it's going to be an investigation that happens, because something is going to be a reason for them to come after you if you wasn't supposed to apply. That means something didn't match up. There's some people that's already been charged with fraud. And these are people that got like millions of dollars, and they actually started buying houses, top-notch car. Like they did stuff that, it kind of put the attention on them. They did some stuff that, like, wow, they balled all out of control. But yeah, they are. So all I'm saying is, there are business owners out here. People are they're looking at this thing as if like, oh, you're in trouble or you're the bad person because you got this loan, but that is not the case. Some people actually, they qualify. Like they definitely do qualify. But I'm just speaking to the ones, if you're new to the game and you're listening to other people that are not professionals and they don't know what they're talking about and they're filling out this paperwork for you just to get you qualified. That's the tough spot, because you don't know how to this stuff and you don't know what they put on that paperwork. But I'm telling you off top, they had to say that you made $100,000 for you to qualify for that loan. Off the rip.
Yeah, there was a senior couple in Pennsylvania, I believe, that got arrested for swindling $300K from the government. I mean, but let's criminals win the most when the world is not doing well. You know, we get take advantage of the most when we're hurt. Right now, people are hurt, going for scams easy because they're trying to find out. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oh yeah, man, go hit this lick with me. Let's get this $200,000 where we gonna get. But this the government. They let you hang yourself. So they go and put, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're gonna find out. They're not gonna find out everybody, they're gonna find out eventually. That's what they do. That's their job. They're gonna find out eventually. If you go do, like you said, go buying a house and all these fancy cars. When you was working at Waffle House yesterday, that makes no sense. That's
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't jump from a $20,000 tax bracket to $100,000 tax bracket if you can't prove it.
With no financial trail. Come on, man.
That's really it. Like, don't it's the small stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And those are things that people they're not paying attention to, I think, because the money sounds good. You will definitely qualify. What you need to know is what they putting on that paper. Know what they're putting under your name, because guess what? When it comes time to do your taxes next year, that person to help you get approved for the loan is 9 times out of 10 not the person to do your taxes. So they're not going to be nowhere to be found. You're going to have to explain the whatever money amount that they said that you made.
You with a shoulder shrug, y'all like, I'm just talking about, wasn't me. I'm just talking about.
Okay. I just wanted to touch on that, guys, because it was a hot topic going in through the week, and I seen posts from everywhere. Because when you put hashtag PPP loan in, it broke the internet. They were talking about it on the news. They were saying that the internet was broke because it created so much of buzz behind this PPP loan. But it was just crazy. But it's not a bad thing, y'all. We just got to make sure that the right people are in the position to help you fill out these documents properly. Not our brother, cousin, sister, mama that don't know nothing about this stuff, that just know that I can get some money back. No, give it to experts, people that know what they're doing.
And there's actually some people out there that's even going into people inbox soliciting this to do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it for 5,000. I'll do it for 10 if you let me do it. There's people actually soliciting for that PP loan.
You'll be a fool to do it.
I agree. Someone said, let's see what Sia said here. She said, a friend of mine asked me if I knew someone that could help him sign up just today. I shared this podcast to him. And that's the thing, like that's the part where I don't want to get people discouraged, because I don't want people to miss money that they actually qualify for. Whoever her friend is possibly got a business, but what that expert is going to do is go down that checklist to make sure that he hit, or whoever, hit everything on that list and say, you know what, you qualify. It's just the real greedy people that's trying to get paid that ain't going to do all that, because they asking you for like 5,000 of your money off the rip. They're willing to take these chances, but they want you to give them 5,000 or more of this money when you get it, so that they can actually have them some money and they going on to the next person. You know how many $5,000 they're asking people to get to process their money? But people out here to qualify for it. That's my point. It's people out here to actually qualify for this stuff. Yeah. And don't be discouraged because you see everybody saying feds or you're going to get in trouble. No, you just got to deal with the right person, explain to them what it is that you do, and you do that, because some of you are operating under a business and don't even probably know it, and you just need to do the proper things. Were you saying something, Labretta? Bree? I thought I heard her saying something. Okay, We are going to move on to our next topic, and our next topic actually is going to come from you, J Money. What do you have for us today?
Okay, I didn't know it was me, but it's your girl J Money. My topic today is forgiveness. Yeah, that's a hard topic for a lot of people, and I think Dr. Real touched on it, but not spoke about it. We touched on it a couple of podcasts ago. So my topic is
Yeah.
forgiveness.
Yeah.
What is forgiveness to you? You have to sit back and think about that. What does forgiveness mean to you? Like, I feel like it means, hey, you did something to me, you did me wrong, you did me dirty, but I forgive you. Does that same meaning come to you? Do you say, hey, I forgive you, but I'm still gonna think about what you did. I'm still gonna do this, or I forgive you and I'm just gonna move on. Do you wholeheartedly say that you said it from your heart that you forgave that person?
Can y'all
Because
now? I'm sorry, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so forgiveness has to come within. If you're in a biblical sense, it says that you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven without having forgiveness in your heart. And if you're not in a biblical way, it's still forgiveness is just forgiveness. To me, forgiveness is somebody did you wrong. I don't care how low down, dirty they did you wrong. And you said, I'm big enough or I'm healed enough to let it go. I'm not holding on to the past. I don't care what you did to me. I'm not going to think about what you did to me. I'm just going to let it go. There's so many people walking around the world with hatred in their heart because they can't seem to forgive somebody. And then you got to remember that the longer you do not forgive that person, the more control they have over you because they're controlling your day. They're controlling the way you think, the way you act throughout the day because you can't forget about what this person has done to you. At some point, you have to let it go because it's not only toxic to you, it's toxic to your health and it's toxic to your soul. It's toxic because you're holding on to all this pain, all this hatred, all this hurt. Let it go. I know a lot of people say, Jaymon, that's easier said than done. No, it doesn't. That's like taking one foot step in front of the other one. It just move. As long as you move, you're able to forgive somebody. I know there's somebody that's listening right now that somebody have hurt you, somebody has done you wrong, somebody has touched your soul that you believe. And you just can't seem to let it go. But when are you gonna let it go? When it's too late? You're already dead and gone? Or are you just gonna continue to let that person have control over your life for the rest of your life? I have 7 tips that I want to give, and then I would like to have my co-host to chime in. Um, a 7 step just to forgive somebody. First of all, avoid telling the person what they did, because if you keep bringing it up, that means you never let it go. Because a person who have let it go and forgot about it, they won't never bring it up again. Number 2, move on to the next act. I mean, you passed that. Let's get past that. I'm over it. You did that. Okay, you got that. But I'm past it. Moving on to the next act. Reconnect to your spirit. Like I said, when you don't forgive somebody, it controls not only you, it also controls your soul, your spirit, because soul is you. Remember that. Number 4, don't go to sleep angry. So this applies to the people who have hatred in their heart, and then you think that you're going to have a peaceful night rest. You're not, because the reason why, because you're still disturbed and hear how somebody else did. So at some point, that's going to come up in your mind. I'll never forget when he did this when we was in this relationship. Guess what? He's sleeping peacefully, but you got this hatred that's keeping you up all night. Remember
Right.
that. Number 5, learn to let go and be like water. Y'all know how water just flow, and you can put a rock out there, and that rock just gonna float away. You can put a boat out there, it's just gonna float away. Learn to be like water. When things hit you, let it float away, because I can never touch you. And number 7, and last but not least, take responsibility for your part. If somebody hurt you, what did you do? What part did you play in that hurt? and take accountability for it. Once you take accountability for it, maybe then you can say, I forgive you because I see I played a part in this hurt. When we broke up or when we got a divorce, it wasn't all on you. It was on me too. Y'all know I talk about things, but I'm going to lead back to relationships. Make
Right.
sure that you know that it wasn't just that person. Maybe y'all wasn't connected, but it takes two to argue, two to fight. So just recognize your part in this hurt that you can't seem to let go. Forgiveness is just letting it go and let it go.
Right.
How do y'all feel about that?
Well, go ahead, Dr. Real.
I always say, I say this all the time, but the path to forgiveness is narrow when anger leads the way.
That's
If anger is blocking your approach to it, then you will never get there. But we both know that forgiveness and forgetting live in two separate places. I can forgive you one day, and it's very cliche to say, I'm going to forgive you for me, but you should. You know what I'm saying? You're allowed that person to be warden and life control over your existence. And they're like I tell people all the time, other people have moved on. You're still living in that moment. That hurt can be so strong at times that it just makes you pause. You're in that same space, that same second, that same minute of time
at the same time.
Established. And you never moved on. That person got married, they got kids, they vacationing, and you're still right there. No matter how many years or minutes ago it was.
That's right.
I can forgive you, don't mean I gotta forget about it.
Yes, absolutely.
It's two different places and they affect each other. If you so to the point where it's still stuck in the front of your mind, you ain't really forgave them.
You haven't. You ain't let it go. You say you have, but you haven't.
If they're doing something similar to what they did when you called them, whatever they were doing, you're gonna be paranoid and insecure. What kind of life is that to lead?
Say that.
Give them, and if you can't restart over, then with them, they need to restart over with yourself and keep it moving.
And keep it going. That's some good stuff, Dr. Real. That's true.
But I really think, J Money, it comes in different stages.
It does. It does.
And a lot of people, but what I'm saying is that I'm glad you brought that up because it may sound cliche to us or it may sound basic, but sometimes you have to teach people how to forgive because they can get that confused with forget, just like you said, Dr. Real. And it means that people have to sometimes walk themselves through that process because even at that moment, you may have thought that you forgave somebody, but then when you become in a situation and you are in front of that person again, you never even prepared your mind mentally how to deal with it. And now you're reacting because you're in front of this person that you thought that you forgave. But if you truly understand the meaning of it and you processed this and you prayed about it and you asked, the Lord to kind of just see you through all of this, you understand what your mindset will be when you're in front of that person. They may not understand it, but it's really not about them. It's about you.
It's not.
Because you have to do that. But honestly, a lot of people have to know how to do that. They have to know. They got to practice.
It's a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot. A lot of people need that. A lot of people. And the reason why we came up with this topic, because on Sunday at church, that was a topic about forgiveness. And they was like, stand up and say the person's name that has wronged you, and you ask them for forgiveness while you're saying this prayer. So everybody stood up but me. So, the pastor was like, come up and we, sister folks, let's talk about it. And he's like, so nobody has never done you wrong. I said, Pastor, I don't want to stand up for everybody that's done me wrong. I want to stand up for everybody I've done wrong. And I didn't know I did it intentionally or unintentionally. That's what I want prayer for. He said, OMG.
You know what, J Money? You know what blocks most people's path to forgiveness besides anger is seeking that freaking closure. Everybody's not going to give you closure. Quit chasing that. Quit asking them why they did it to you. How many times you need to ask somebody why they did something to you? If they don't tell you the first time, they don't respect you enough to tell you.
That's right.
Wait for explanation for you move on with your life. I need closure. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't need to. That's that hurt part talking to you. Say, I need to know why. No, you don't. You don't know why. You want to know why, but you don't need that to keep it moving.
And that's funny because I have so many home girls that have broken up with somebody, I can't forgive him because I need closure. I was like, what does that mean? Because you know I've been with my husband. I'm like, what does that mean? You need closure. He
It's
didn't
already
tell me
closed.
why we not broken. I said, so y'all just broke up. He never told you. Y'all never had that discussion. He just didn't call you one day after y'all been together for years.
Wow.
Well, he said this or he. I said, well, to me that's closure. I said, but enlighten me because I'm confused.
Everybody don't accept it the same. I agree. We got some comments here. What did Sia say? Yes, I had to learn that, Dr. Real. And she also said that, yes, I agree. Different stages. It's crazy how God will bring those people back around. And the power of forgiveness is real. If somebody said they receive it. Hey, Kiosha, it's true, you know, and we could make it seem easy, and we're not trying to say that you should know how to forgive or you should, because it's a process. Because you know, just like we want to take that step to be the bigger person to forgive, in our minds, we're really upset because we're saying what you did to me, I would have never done to you. And sometimes that hits you so hard because you can't believe that a person actually did that to you, because I would have never. So, you know, getting past that part at first is even baffling. But I do agree, because right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, we are definitely in a time where we need to learn how to forgive. You know,
you're right about that.
It's a whole lot going on, and you know, we got to take some time out to make sure that we're holding ourselves accountable for our actions, and we just got to do the right thing, because time right now, it ain't on nobody's side. So we just got to do
you're right about that.
The right thing. So thank you so much for bringing that up, J Money. That was a really, really good one. Definitely, we all needed that. We need to hear ourselves say, like, do you really know? You know, have you really forgave that person? You know, I'm like, did you really? Yes. Okay. Well, we do have, forgiveness is so important. You're right, Olivia. We do have a special guest here, and we have Miss Bree in the building. She was having some difficulties earlier. Hopefully she's able to chime in really quick. The purpose of her being here tonight is that her show will be starting soon. So she want to kind of introduce herself, and she wants to kind of tell you guys what that's going to be about. Take it away, Miss Bree.
Yes.
Buying and selling with Bree.
What's going on, Miss Bree? Talk to us.
I don't think she can.
Are you there?
Okay. She is definitely, I don't know. I think she's having some technical difficulties. We can't hear you. While you're getting that together, we will go ahead and move on to you, Dr. Real. We know that you're about to bless the game tonight. So what do you have for us tonight?
Is your house a home? And I'm speaking literally and figuratively, but we're going to focus on the figuratively part of it.
That part.
So what is a home to you? Even when Dorothy got lost in the Wizard of Oz, she didn't say there's nowhere like my house. She said there's no place like home.
Wait a minute. Say it for the people in the back. Say it one more time, Dr. Real.
You said that, Dr. Real.
Dorothy was lost in the Wizard of Oz. She didn't say there's no place like my house. She said there's no place like home. There's a distinct difference. Luther sang about a house and a home. So a home is a place where love is present and healthy. You get sick sometimes, but that's where you go for relief. That's the chicken soup that mama used to make for you as a kid. You know, that's the ginger ale drinking, looking at the wrist with your great granny. That kind of love, the memories. It feels warm and cozy, and it's inviting, and it's safe. It's a sanctuary. A house ain't nothing but four walls and a roof. Today, no matter how much you put the most expensive furnishings in a house, it's not a home if love is not there.
That's right.
But with any home or house, you got to have a foundation, and that's where most of us have the game messed up, is in our foundation of our home that we're building within ourselves.
Right.
We hire these faulty contractors to come into our life and trying to fix us when we don't need them. This is a DIY project.
DIY, that's right.
You don't need that. You need to start focusing on your home right. But a lot of us, we take our foundation from how love was introduced to us. You know, if all you seen was your mother and father argue, and there's a lot of domestic violence, your view of love is going to be different than mine. If you don't come from a place of love, your foundation is already rocky. So anything you build on it will never stand. It's going to always crumble. Because you're going back to that place where that hurt us. That's what we do. Right. That's not a home.
Right.
That's a house. So you got to ask yourself a couple things. Do I want to be a halfway house? Do I want to be a way station making husband and wives for other people? Because a lot of us are that. Way stations. We don't know how to keep them at home. So we just build them up for the next person, and then we mad as hell they married. No, that could have been you.
Say that,
Lesson away. What's it? Say, well, that wasn't for me. No, baby, it was for you, but you ran it away.
Right.
God is sending you stuff. There's a big joke that goes around that says a man was drowning in the ocean, and he was like, "The Lord help me." So a man in a rowboat came by, and he was like, "Well, come on in, brother." He's like, "Nah, I'm waiting on the Lord." So then a tugboat came past. He said, "Man, can I push you aboard?" He said, "No, man, I'm waiting on the Lord." And the last thing, a big cruise ship came by to see him. He said the same thing. I'm waiting on the Lord. So he ended up drowning. And then when he got to heaven, God was like, he was like, "God, why don't you let me die?" He was like, "Well, I sent three things to help you, and you turned all of them away." And we do that same thing.
Everyone, can y'all hear me?
And that's why we don't have.
Mine and selling with Bree. This is Labrita Dude.
What's happening?
I'm sorry about that, guys. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. But that's what we do. And then we get mad at ourselves and put a no vacancy sign on our heart outside. And not a home, that's a house. You gotta stop letting people take these false mortgages out on your life, and then you know they had no opportunity of paying that loan off. Taking all this time, and this is a home when it's really a house.
It's really a house. That's some good stuff, Dr. Real. I
tell my kids, to keep your heart and mind separate until you find somebody worth uniting them, because that means something to me. Everybody's not worth power. Everybody's not worth your heart and your mind. You understand how much control a person has over you if they control the thinking part of you. And it's emotional part as well, but we put the heart with the emotion, but we know it comes from the brain. But that feeling, you know what I'm saying? So my message to the people tonight is you need to understand how to make your house into a home.
Right.
Don't be too fast. Don't be too fast though to try to make it a home when you ain't ready to do all what it takes to keep it and maintain it.
That part.
Sometimes you need to stay renting before you buy. Okay.
Right. That's right.
You know, this is good, Dr. Real, because you know how when you hear certain, kind of like what you were saying, I guess, certain guys or certain people to say, when I'm at home, that should be my,
sanctuary.
Like that should be where I'm able to relax and be at peace and do all those things. And I think that we get so caught up into life and we don't know how to separate the two. And really what I want to practice on, like, I really feel that we shouldn't even allow certain things in our house. Like I truly believe that certain spirits, negative, like all those things can get into your home and cause your household to become that of what you invited in. And, we just got to start practicing enough. I mean, even as parents, as adults or whomever, to separate that. Everybody should be able to be at peace at home, but like people, they don't know what a home look like because the way they grew up. It's normal. You know, we get so comfortable sometimes functioning in dysfunctionality that everything seems normal. And we don't know what the norm is anymore. But that's what I'm going for, Dr. Real. I want to be at peace. Like, I want to, regardless of whatever is going on out there in the streets, you know, at the grocery store or whatever, when I walk into my, I want to be able to feel like this is my home, and all that negative stuff and whatever's going on is out there. Like I escaped from it, you know, and we all deserve that. We should all be able to experience that.
Black men and women, hear me right now and hear me good, please. We have so much that we go through every day just in the world. If you cannot come into a place that, just like Kesha said, that you call home, but when you come home, you're sitting in the car another 30 minutes before you walk in because you're contemplating if you want to, or you walk in and your anxiety goes to 1,000 and you popping pills to go to sleep because you can't sleep. That's not peace. So that's no longer your home.
Right.
Stop staying there. Stop letting your life become dilapidated.
Right.
Please stop.
And I agree with you, Dr. Real.
Oh man, that's not. I get tired of hearing life is too short because we act like it's long. We are RIP all the time. Somebody die. Oh, girl, I'm gonna call you. We gonna get together. We gonna do boom, boom, boom. And soon that sadness go with it, that connection that brought you there in the first place, which is this person's death. Once that has time to go away, it's like any other subject on the internet. You don't move on. That phone call, you don't get together, and the next time I see you, either you in the casket or somebody else done died. Come on, man.
And I agree with you, Dr. Real. It's like so many people, when you say a foundation is built on a home, and what does that mean? What does it determine? And I agree with you. It's so many houses being built, but no foundation for a home. And they get so we of 2020, people have gotten so comfortable in their situations and what everyday life is, they forgot what love is. Yeah, you have to sit back sometime and reevaluate what love means to you. And if it means a certain way and you see your house is not going according to that, then something ain't right. People have to just sit back and reevaluate their lives, because we get so caught up in everyday life, so caught up in the worldly things that are going around that we forgot, dang, I need to just have my house built out of love. I done got caught up in everything else. Sometimes we got to sit back and reflect and see, what does love mean to you? And is your house built on that love that you want for yourself? You have to do that, because there's so much going on. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, every day something is happening. And that can slowly drain you and take that love that you had out of your home, because you're so caught up in everything else.
Right.
You have to sit back and reflect.
And another quick tip for y'all is I'm gonna flip it another way with the house and the home thing. Just because the outside look good and the abs is busting and her body and he look good, and, you know, he got the print, everything look good on him. You better make sure the outside house that's your home in there.
Yeah.
Don't judge the exterior. You better start learning about the interior. The exterior is great to be inside.
You better check it out. Need to have it. Better have it appraised. Is that the
foundation be cracking?
Absolutely.
You gotta have that thing appraised, because the value may not be there.
No.
The value may not be there.
The inflation has went down.
I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry. Talking about houses and homes and stuff with Bree in a minute. I have to. You gotta get that house appraised. You know?
Okay, that
get
part.
It appraised.
Make sure it's got value.
Miss Bree come in at the end. Make sure it got value.
Make sure it's got value.
Look, she ain't heard nothing else. She heard you could just say house value. Make sure it has value.
Make sure that foundation look like a home.
Yes, make sure that foundation is right.
You see what I'm saying?
It can be cracking. There's leaks in the foundation, cracks in
the everywhere.
I gotta make sure the foundation is solid.
Yes.
I know. I'm gonna have him. He usually have a quote for us, and we're gonna bounce back to him as well. Were you gonna still talk about your house and home, or we're gonna bounce back to you? And then
let me introduce myself, because I don't know when this internet gonna go. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Bree with Buying and Selling with Bree. I just want to let you all know that on Monday, I will be having a podcast, and I'm going to have Demetrius Ross. She's going to be with me as well. She's a credit person. So I would very much appreciate if you all will just tune in with me on Monday at 8 o'clock. And so we can talk about buying a house and selling a house and getting your credit right. So I would appreciate if everyone would log in and share my podcast. It'd be some great information.
All right.
And are you going to, so if people are interested right then and there, are they going to be able to sign up with you? Like, what is that going to look like? Are they going to be able to get on the list? You're going to give them tips? You know, you may get flooded with a ton of people.
What I need to do is they will inbox me. I'll give them my information. And then I have a couple of questions that I have to, ask you to see if you are ready to buy a house. See if your credit is right. If your credit is not right, then I will, Mr. Demetrius Ross maybe can help you, or you may already have someone that can help you with your credit repair. And then after that, if it's correct, there are lenders that we have. I always give out 3 recommendations for lenders, and then it's up to you to pick which one that you want to use. So if you want to contact me now, you can text me or call me at 817-975-9284.
One more time, Ms. Bree. One more time.
If anybody is ready to contact me or just talk about the process of buying a house, my number is 817-975-9284.
Okay.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I'm not nervous like I thought I was gonna be. But listening to y'all and everything, it's actually pretty good.
Well, good. We're glad that you like us. We tried.
Conversation. That's all.
Yeah, it's just straight conversation, like she said. It is.
I told you. Trust the process, Bree. Trust the process. We do have a lot of people on. They said, "Hey, Bree."
Hey.
So she is going to be excited to rock with y'all on Monday. So make sure that you actually tune in with her. She's going to have an expert here with her as well. So you're going to be getting some good information about the questions that you may have when it comes to buying a house. I heard that that's what's popping right now. This is probably the time to buy. So, even if you're not ready, it's going to be a really, really good thing to take certain notes and just kind of get, and at least that will prepare you and lead you to the way there, until you're ready. So overall, it's a good look. Absolutely. Anybody that you want to give a shout out on here to, Bree?
No, I just want to give a shout out to you and every doctor. I got my glass, but everybody that's on the panel. I just want to give a shout out to you all. You all are here weekly, and you just provide so much positive information. And I'm looking at the chat, how the people respond to you all, how the people respond, and it's wonderful to see.
Good.
Awesome.
Dr. Real, where are those 2 quotes? I know we're not about to get out, but I want to actually, I know you got 2 quotes for us.
Yes, I do.
Let's touch on them. I feel like we need it.
All right. So this one, I think this one's going to kind of touch on everything that's going on right now in this godforsaken world right now. No one is ever going to care more about your situation than you do. People will say all the right things, but act in all the wrong ways. Most people don't care about the ills of the world until sickness their home.
You just had the right click.
Right.
It says I need the Ethernet. I need the other piece in because it's on StreamYard.
And lastly,
1 second.
Love knows no boundaries. We just decide to put up fences.
Right.
So love can be just overflowing, but we decide to block off how much we give, and that's what's wrong with what's happening with all these the mass shootings, and then we're right back with the police killings again. And God, my heart goes out to that young lady's family.
Mine too.
Bryant, 15 years old and gone. I mean, you can paint this picture a million ways. You can try to aim at who's at fault, who could have did what. But at the end of the day, it is too easy to kill us. Period.
Too easy.
Too easy. It's not even
A debate
anymore.
It's not.
You can bring in people who done massacred 35 people. You can bring them in with no problems.
Absolutely.
I just don't. I don't even want to try to understand it anymore because I just feel like it's not for us to understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
But we gotta get better and we gotta stop being more proactive and stop with the, like I said, when you get emotional about things, you stop thinking.
That's right.
You're not thinking no more. That's what I mean. Just like think about people in jail now that they just would have thought for a second. If I would have shot that man because I was so mad, I wouldn't be in prison right now. If I just would have just paused for a second and think and not just react to the emotion. We have to stop being so emotional. I'm cool with the protest. That was great. But let's be 100 about it. What has, besides getting us, like Dr. King said, into a burning house, out of segregation into integration, what has that done for us? Did somebody tell me?
Yeah.
Nothing, Dr. Real.
You know what? And the crazy part about it, Dr. Real, is that when this stuff happened, I just immediately thought about, we was talking about this the other day. And when we were talking about it, we were talking about the training your child to know the law versus just making sure that you put yourself in a situation to escape. So that you can survive, and then you can talk the law later. But unfortunately, in this situation, I think that this was one of those situations where she really needed to know the law, because we don't know the entire everything yet until everything comes out, because we know that there's 911 calls, and we know that she allegedly, when this information was shared by her aunt, that she called her father and she called the police to come and protect her. So a couple things could have been going through her head. Maybe she felt like because she was on her own property, she had the right to protect herself, but not knowing that when you get an officer involved, now that you have to allow them to do their job. Or maybe she didn't know now that I did contact you guys, but I'm in a situation, and because I contacted you guys, you already should know who is the aggressor and who's not. And I'm about to protect myself in front of y'all, when now you're putting yourself in a situation, you're doing it in front of a cop. They got to do something. So that kind of, I thought about it and I said, that is what we were talking about the other day. And she don't know the law. She's a kid, but it definitely could have been. It could have been explained to her. And it's a sad situation because
very.
Someone said, why was she outside? Did they come in her house? Allegedly, yes. They forced entry in her home.
And then she's 15. Come on. When you was 15.
They released the city released the tape today where the police, the body cam where he shows where he pulled up and everything. And they was outside and she was about to get ready to stab her, but she didn't. When she saw the police coming, she did like this and he shot her 4 times. Because she did not release the
ran into her house. Her actual, this is allegedly, again, her aunt. I'm talking about what her aunt said.
Oh, they
her aunt said. No, I saw the video yesterday and today. I saw
the body cam of the police.
Yeah, I saw the video, but I'm saying they were running from out the house. Like they were actually, I don't know if they lived there or not. Like, this was a foster home. I heard that too. So there was a lot of different moving parts there. But when her aunt spoke, if her aunt is lying on camera, then, rest her soul. I mean, bless her soul too. But what the aunt told the news people was that she called them because she was being attacked by some adults and some teenagers. And she called her father and she called the police for help. This is what her aunt said. So it's like one of those things where everybody is upset because they are hearing what the aunt said. It may come out the aunt was lying, hope not, but the aunt may have been lying, but it also was said that she was in a foster home. And when he pulled up, that he didn't have a choice because he was following protocol. You can protect those that are being in harm's way, but you can also protect them in different ways. You can use a taser. You could use
A taser.
Shots.
But he didn't have to shoot her 4 times. I mean, he probably could have shot her in the leg, but he didn't have to shoot her 4 times.
I'm trying to figure out what the tasers are for because they really don't use them.
But, wasn't there 2 other cops already there when he arrived and just bust out the car like Terminator shooting? Wasn't there 2 cops already there?
They were already to the right.
Yeah, so that the question was there too, was why didn't they feel threatened to shoot? Like, I don't know. I guess because they do have so many options. The thing about it is, if you look at it from a law standpoint, no, they could have chose to do something separately because again, they have choices. The options they had were to protect those that was in the area because this child had a knife and she was a threat at this point. Nobody's looking at the fact that yes, they supposedly rushed in her house and they're on her property and all of that. That doesn't even really matter because the end of the day is going to be about, did he have the right to use the shooter? And he did, but the thing is, again, he had multiple choices. He would not have gotten in trouble if he didn't shoot. Is what the thing is. If he would have chose a different way to still protect, he would have still been in the right, and possibility she still would be here. But it doesn't make it wrong lawfully that he chose to shoot because that is an option if a person have a weapon.
So what's the difference?
For some reason, they didn't choose that option because if they did, then they would have draw their guns too. They never reached for their guns, not one time. So I just don't know.
Not one time, Kesha. Not one time.
I don't know what made him feel different versus what they felt, and they all possibly had the same training, but he chose that option.
And what's the difference in her than the man in Colorado? He killed all those people in the grocery store and he walked out and they helped him out, So I think sometimes it does have something to do with color.
It is. It's definitely a color. But again,
even if it doesn't have anything to do with color, I think sometimes what we're learning is that it has something to do with choice. Because even in that guy's situation, they had a choice. So again, if we put ourselves in situations and they choose to choose B versus A, we stuck because they have a choice to use whatever. The sad part about it is that the option is up to them, and unfortunately, they can use it either way they want.
And that's why I tell my grandson he plays football and he's at Texas Southern, and that's when I told him the other day. When that other little boy got shot, I said, when you are out, y'all are in the car, y'all are big guys. If you get stopped, just get out the car, put your hand out the window or whatever, make sure you call me or whatever, but obey the law. And that's what I tell them. You're a big guy. And sometimes police officers are just threatened by size. So, and I tell them that you're in Houston, so be careful.
And then
you grew up here in Fort Worth. It is totally different.
And then you can teach them that, but you have these police saying, I accidentally pulled the gun instead of a taser. And her mom or his dad, mom or dad could have been teaching him, just obey the law. Put your hands out the car. And then this person just shoots you because, I thought I reached for a taser.
How? And it's on your left side, just like that just don't make sense to me.
It doesn't. You just shutting the door. You said, I was trying to tase him, not to shut the door. But I mistakenly pulled this gun. No, it doesn't make sense. I fear for every black man in America. I just do. I don't pray for just my son because my husband has passed on. I pray for every African American man in America, in the world. I pray for them.
Yeah.
Because I have fear for their life.
No one wants to be known because of a person that failed to want to get to know me, instead introduced me to death. That's what I'm known.
Yeah.
I don't just find my name out like that. I'm Craig Watson because someone who didn't take the time to, maybe I'm going through a mental issue.
Absolutely.
So many of us do. Come on, we're in a freaking pandemic. Somebody might have lost their mama and they ain't had a chance to kiss her goodbye or nothing. They had to listen to her over the phone, or they got a phone call for the house and they dead. You don't know what somebody. I get it. I don't envy their job at all. Because they haven't made split-second decisions that I couldn't envy to do.
Yeah.
But some of them go in there to serve and protect. Some of them go in there because they've been disrespected, and now they can go in there and kick somebody behind now. That's the difference.
Yeah.
It's sad. It is what it is. But don't nobody want to be known like that.
No.
Right.
You don't have to kill. You don't always have to kill. I don't care what they have to say, but you don't always have to kill nobody.
And like on that video with the girl, somebody on Instagram showed the picture. With the guy who got choked. The video of him and the police officer. Then over here, it was a white guy ran the police car not once but 4 times.
Yes.
Got out and reached for one of the officers, was choking him, and not one time it was 10 officers and not one person shot him.
Got shot.
Was that the truck? Was that a truck you're talking about?
Yes,
when the police he pulled off with the police hanging on to it and they was screaming. I just told somebody that same story because they didn't shoot. Now that was crazy. This guy was in this truck and it was like 100 cops around and nobody fired a shot.
Nobody, not one person.
Again, that's where those choices come in too, because honestly, he was a threat. He almost ran everybody over with his truck. But they had the option
pulling him down the street.
He drug him. I just told somebody about that, but it's the matter of because you have a choice. They didn't have to shoot. Just like in this situation, they didn't have to, but because they chose to, it don't make it wrong.
There's no way she felt threatened or he felt threatened. I mean, did you give her a command to drop it? I mean, it's just
how you don't feel threatened somebody trying to run you over with a car, with a truck, drug you down the road, a whole mile, but you don't feel threatened.
I saw that video.
You can lose your life if you comply. You can lose your life. You can comply and still lose your life.
Yes, they can. Part. Yes, you all can.
You can.
That's why I teach my son, Dr. Real.
Still died.
Yeah.
Still died. He did everything right and shot a friend's kid.
Yeah.
That's why I tell my son, Dr. Real, don't think just because you did everything, you got to be covered by the blood, honey. Go in there and pray and cover yourself. Because you do everything right, and it does not mean they still won't shoot.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
Your skin is a weapon. There's no protection. If they be using a weapon, there's no protection from that. No SP 500 or nothing rub on your skin. No cocoa butter, nothing. It's going to protect you when your skin is a weapon.
That's true. Right. That's a good one. Okay.
And then that's so sad that we always say and protect our sons. Good, you gotta protect your daughter too. She ain't safe.
Yeah.
You guys are more in danger than we are, but we don't want to talk about it.
We gotta make smarter decisions, and I think the problem is we're getting closer and closer to reality. The closer and closer as it hit home, and that's when we start thinking about the things that we have to talk to our kids about, and we have to honestly just say, no matter if we feel like our child will be in that situation or not, it's time to start having those conversations.
Absolutely.
It's time to let them start seeing these videos. I showed it to my daughter a couple times. We talked about it 3 or 4 times because I wanted her to see the reaction of what can go from 0 to 100 real quick. And
that's right.
Asking to go somewhere, and I'm asking you a million questions, is because those are the kind of reasons that I'm concerned about.
Yeah.
And what that video was very passionate to me because my oldest daughter got into an altercation that same way when she was the same age. And it bothered me so bad. And the crazy thing about it is she asked me the other day, and she was like, she felt like I was on the other people's side. But my daughter was dead wrong. Her and her friends went to this girl's house when they were these people same age. Now we were living in a different world back then. Of course, I'm assuming that people now just you just do it and you get away with it and there's no consequences. But they had little words back and forth, and they went over to this little girl's house. Now, granted, they didn't have knives and guns and all of that, but you were still wrong for going to this girl's house. And the same situation could have been something that happened. And it was, she did not understand why I was so upset, because guess what? In her mind, she was defending herself. But guess what? You wasn't even on your property. You weren't at home. You at somebody else's house. So we got to have these conversations, y'all. We got to talk to our kids. And we got to just be real with them in the world of time that we're living in. today.
That's
Like
true.
we got to.
Even fairy tales are grimy. You read the real fairy tales, and things are nothing nice. There's nothing nice about real fairy tales. Even fairy tales are grimy.
Yeah.
Right.
So life is real. And it starts for us at birth.
And fairy tale is gonna be good, the bad, and the good. It's gonna start good and end good, but in that middle, there's gonna be some trouble.
Yeah.
Always.
Stay safe.
Avoid the trouble, guys. Have those conversations. I know time flew by,
Absolutely.
but it is after the 9 o'clock hour. And as y'all know, I always say we ain't got to go home, but we got to get the hell up out of here. So make sure you guys tune in also tomorrow night, because we do have the Mamapreneur podcast will be on, and she will have a special guest as well. So make sure that y'all tune in to Miss Robin tomorrow at 8 o'clock. She'll be here with some good stuff for you guys. So we just want to make sure that you all are here. And if anybody want to give a shout out to anyone, real quick, go ahead before we chunk these deuces and get up out of here. Y'all good?
Appreciate Brother Mock Quick for tuning in with me tonight. Much love, brother. Love you, man.
And don't forget, I don't have a shout out, but don't forget your girl J Money on the 29th. I'm coming through.
Don't forget Bree with buying and selling houses. I'll be here right on time Monday, April the 26th. Bree right here.
I'll be your first audience, Bree. I'm gonna be there first.
So y'all know what they're saying, right? They saying don't meet me here, but beat me here. But this has been a great show again. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, and keep rocking with us. Tune in with the Power Team on every Wednesday night between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. Y'all be safe out there, and y'all have a really, really good night. They say they got their popcorn ready for you, J Money. Peace.
Okay.